your do-good, feel-good station.
ORALE Houston, welcome back.
Yes,
We
yes,
all
you
booed
are.
up in the
back.
studio this morning. It's crazy. Hey, like I said a couple weeks ago, after we heard about the Kim and Kanye divorce, love is fleeting,
You're still on that, huh?
love is feuding, music is forever. It's just straight up.
Straight up.
I don't know if you guys watched it. I watched it this weekend. Bad Bunny at the Royal Rumble.
Yo.
So this is why it's worth mentioning. Bad Bunny was the highest streaming artist of 2020. So by all accounts, the most popular artist out there. Happens to be Latino, from Para Mi Gente.
Hey.
And he achieved the #1 record on Billboard in Spanish without having to cross over. So all that being said, he's at the top of his career right now. Like he's blazing new trails. So historically speaking, him appearing at the Royal Rumble at the peak of his music career is kind of a big deal. So let's take it back a little bit.
Yeah. Because remember that I didn't know what
the Royal Rumble means nothing to a lot of people. So let's start with this. Wrestling is this very weird thing. Okay, we know it's fake. Like that's the first thing that people go to. We know people don't really settle their differences with a tombstone pile driver. It just doesn't work in real life.
From
most people
30 feet up.
yeah, most people can be reasoned with. Some people got to be thrown off a ladder.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Got you.
But
Stapled to the head.
Essentially, what this thing is, it's a performance art, right? It's like it's Shakespearean almost. There's
Word.
conflict, there's weddings, sometimes there's babies, there's drama,
Storylines.
but everything gets resolved in the ring.
Yes.
You see, I know you're familiar with Hulk Hogan and
Sure, what was I, 5?
Yeah, exactly.
And Glow Girls, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Women of Glow. So you probably saw that on Netflix, or did you
On
actually watch?
Netflix?
Yeah, they had a whole
No, when I was a
series for it.
kid.
Yeah. But there was Glow. It was it was the women's wrestling, and it was pretty cool for its time. It was trailblazing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Oh, is that what it
Get it
was?
right.
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling. They actually wound up they did make a Netflix series that you should check it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would be right up your alley actually. But this whole thing, people have been enjoying this let's call it imaginary combat for years, especially Mexicans. So lucha libre is ingrained into Mexican culture. The culture of wearing a mask to hide you're protecting your family's honor. Because wrestling is serious business.
Can I interrupt you for a
Of course you
second
can.
here?
Of course you can.
Do you know the history of the mask wearing?
Yes.
Is that something you can share with us a
Yes,
little
I
bit later?
can.
Okay, cool.
So it actually has a very humble origins, I guess you could say. So these guys worked as, meat packers. These guys, some of them were lawyers. Some of them were, just everyday people.
Mm-hmm.
So because they like doing this stuff, they kind of wanted to protect their reputations, because this was seen as some lowbrow kind of just you're weird if you do this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, they would wear masks.
Got it.
Now, the thing with the mask, as a side effect of that, was that these people became instantly recognizable because, they wore different kind of masks to differentiate against themselves. And we have legendary masked wrestlers like El Santo. Have you guys ever heard of El Santo? So
I know it through the beer.
Yeah, so exactly. The tribute beer for El Santo. But El Santo, picture The Rock now. The Rock started wrestling, and he's the biggest box office draw of all time.
So hot.
Okay. Is your boo listening to you right now? I don't know. I feel I'm just kidding, Jocelyn.
He understands me, okay?
Yeah, and a lot of women agree with you, But the whole thing with The Rock, is he started in wrestling first, made his name for himself, and then he went on to become the highest drawing action star ever.
Right.
Just by dollar amount, he's in the billions. So that's
Wow, that's amazing.
goes,
I didn't know
that
that.
goes to show what's achievable as far as entertainment goes. If we take it back 60, 70 years to Mexico, El Santo was the most popular wrestler, and he actually crossed over into movies first. You would see him in movies such as El Santo contra los Zombies, in which he would help local police solve their zombie problems. And movies like that. The sensibilities of back then were a little bit different.
And this was in what
In the
era?
50s, 60s,
Okay,
70s.
cool.
Oh, so it was earlier.
Yeah.
Dope.
And El Santo fought Dracula one time, and then in the sequel he teamed
That's
up with
so cool.
Dracula to fight somebody else.
Yo,
So this is the kind of
Yes.
So my dad especially, he would tell me about how back in those days you would go to the movies once a year, and it was a huge deal. So usually what they would watch is El Santo. They do a double feature. So my dad would be like, yo, the people in there thought that this was legit, there's actually a masked wrestler out there helping local law enforcement subdue zombies and werewolves and stuff like that. So, fast forward, many, many years, and wrestling is still kind of this thing where people don't really talk about wrestling. It's kind of like a silent, like, like I've seen Wings Bullet Club mug, or yeah, I know we're plugged in.
Right.
So it's one of those things like people don't really talk about liking it, but once you know somebody else likes it, you're in this special little cult that you understand. It's weird. Like that's my way to describe it.
Facts.
So now the Royal Rumble is this event where basically, 2 wrestlers start at a time, and then every 2 minutes, a new wrestler comes out, and their objective is to throw guys over the top rope and have them hit the floor.
So do they keep adding up?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a
Yeah.
total of 30 wrestlers, and they could be bunched up like 20 at a time. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
But like the objective is to throw the guy off the top rope, and then they fall, hit the ground, they're eliminated. And the last guy standing wins a championship match at WrestleMania. I know you've heard of WrestleMania before. WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Okay.
So the way Bad Bunny factors into this, he had his performance, and then there's 2 dastardly heels, bad guys, Miz and Morrison, who self-proclaimed icons of hip-hop, who they had words with Bad Bunny before the event, and it came to fisticuffs. They knocked his DJ equipment off the stage after Bad Bunny performed. He did the song Booker T. Booker T is actually a Houstonian.
Yes.
And he has a wrestling school here in Houston, so it's all it all ties together. And Bad Bunny decided he'd had enough of Miz and Morrison, dove off the top rope on top of them, and now he's involved in a storyline against them. He was on Raw last night, which is their weekly television channel, and now he might be involved in WrestleMania. So
Wow.
So what a long wind. That's the best way I could boil it down. Go ahead, Wink.
Oh, hold on. With another Hispanic wrestler that's coming, that just got called up. His name is
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. He used to go by Punishment Martinez.
Yeah.
So basically, these guys, the whole gist of it, to just wrap it up in a nice little bow, these guys have problems with each other, or these guys, they could be friends even.
But it's all fake.
But it's all fake. Okay. It's all fake. It's the way I look at it. It's
That's a
like
better word.
you're watching
It's a reality show.
It's like this alternate universe where anything that could happen gets settled in the ring, like I said. So I don't know if there's any wrestling fans out there listening to ORALE Houston right now, or maybe I just created some new wrestling fans.
Maybe you just did.
So this is crazy though, because there was people that signed up for the WWE Network, which is $9.99 a month, just to see Bad Bunny perform. So
wow.
Like the reason why it's important for him to be on the show is like he's creating a whole new generation of wrestling fans.
Want to make a note of the WWE Network is moving to Peacock in the middle of March.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
you have Comcast, you get
Peacock for free.
Yeah.
Is that another channel?
It's like a streaming
streaming
site.
service. It's NBC streaming service.
Like The Office
Got
left
you.
Netflix and it's on Peacock
makes
now.
perfect sense.
Yeah. So
Wow. Yeah. So
This is all
everybody's buying
gibberish to me,
everything.
by
I
the
know.
way.
I'm taking it all in.
yeah, it's a lot.
taking
Dude.
it all in.
It's a lot, but it's crazy because this all started with Bad Bunny. With Ric Flair, he was in his music video a couple years ago, and that stuff blew up. But now it's cool to see Latinos on top.
Exactly, and for
That's
me,
the whole-
that's the whole point to it.
All that to say, it's cool to see Latinos, upper echelon, especially something as niche as wrestling. Like we're everywhere.
Straight
We're
up.
everywhere.
We're like the pan dulce. All right, but we're gonna send it to some music. DJ Ivy.
Bad Bunny.
You got
Bad
some
Bunny.
Bad Bunny on it. Pa la gente. We'll see you guys in a little bit. This is Orale Houston, New Amazing 102.5 FM, your do good station.
Yes,
Let me
yes.
tell you something, brother.